What's good, YouTube? It's Nas, and we're back with another video. Road to 500 subscribers, of course. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Houston Rockets. And as we all know, Fred VanVleet tore his ACL, and he's going to be out next season. So it's going to look tough for the Houston Rockets, as we would think. But I don't think the loss is going to be as tough as most people think, because I think having Amen Thompson play that point guard role, which coming out of the NBA draft, he was looking to play before, or they ultimately got Fred VanVleet same season. But ultimately, having a man at the point guard position, having Reed Sheppard finally get some minutes after being the third overall pick last season, like, this Houston Rockets team could still make some noise. I get Fred VanVleet is a major loss with his playmaking, but at the same time, Fred VanVleet is an inefficient shooter. Let's keep it a buck. Like, we love Fred VanVleet, and we love what he did in the playoffs last season. Obviously, bringing that championship experience, I would say, against the Golden State Warriors, almost amounting a 3-1 comeback. But at the same time, like, I do feel like his production can be picked up by these young guns and seeing what they can accomplish this season. Obviously, we got an aging Kevin Durant, a 37-year-old Kevin Durant. Actually, his birthday was on Media Day, which I'm recording this right after the Clippers video, so this should be 2 days after. But it's interesting to see how far this Kevin Durant-led Houston Rockets can take this season, because as we all know, the major trade that happened this offseason was Kevin Durant traded to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks. And I do think this was a good move for the Houston Rockets, because I don't think Jalen Green was going to ever give you what you needed for the Houston Rockets team to win. So having these 3 or 4 seasons of Kevin Durant, seeing what KD can do with this great Houston Rockets defense, it should be interesting for the Houston Rockets. And I do think losing Fred VanVleet, like I keep saying, like, it's going to make them slightly worse or not be the same team as expected. But I still do think they could be championship contenders without him. I think I'm crazy for saying that, probably. But at the same time, looking at this roster, you got KD, obviously. You got Şengün, who was just an all-star last season. You got Amen Thompson, who I'm looking to play that point guard position this season. You got Reed Sheppard. You got Fred VanVleet, who's always, of course, going to be injured, who's willing to mentor Reed Sheppard and Amen Thompson next season. You got Clint Capella, backup center. You got Steven Adams, another backup center. You got Dorian Finney-Smith. You got Tari Eason. You got Jeff Green. You got Josh Kogi. You got Jabari Smith Jr. You got J.D. Davison. You got Aaron Holiday. You got Isaiah Crawford. Nobody cares about these rest of the name. Just Jashawn Tate. But this Houston Rockets team still has the depth. Like, they addressed all their depth concerns just in case somebody gets injured. Yes, there are a lot of wings, but as we all know, this is a wings game in 2025, going into 2026. This is an NBA wings league. Like, if the more wings you have and the more solid wings you have, the better you're going to get. Yes, you need somebody to orchestrate that, but at the same time, you have Kevin Durant on your team. As long as you give Kevin Durant the ball, I feel like you're cool. And I think with this team, with this Houston Rockets around them, like I kept saying last year, the Houston Rockets needed a killer. They needed somebody to close the games, and Jalen Green wasn't doing that. I think Kevin Durant, or I think we know what KD is capable of, and I think KD could be that late game killer when the game is close and they need a bucket and they need to win the games. I think KD could give you that, and that's what KD has been giving you his whole entire career, basically. Yes, I know the Phoenix Suns tenure really does not look good on his resume at all. Like, that's just, whew. But at the same time, like, this Houston Rockets next couple stints or these next couple seasons, he's most likely going to retire a Rocket. Like, it should be interesting to see what KD can do with this team and what this team obviously can do around Kevin Durant, because they're focused around Kevin Durant and their defense should be amazing next season. I'm not expecting anything less than amazing from this Houston Rockets team led by Udoka. Like, I don't know. This is going to be a team to watch for me for sure. But the real question is, like, can they win a championship? Can they beat the defending champions? And can they also make some noise in a loaded Western Conference? Because, goddamn, like, these next couple videos might be on the Western Conference. That's how deep the Western Conference is compared to the Eastern Conference. Because, as we all know, like, you got the Thunder, you got obviously the Rockets. You got the Dallas Mavericks until or when Kyrie comes back. I feel like let's save that for the Mavs video because that's coming soon. But yeah, like this Houston Rockets team should be an impressive team, and people were having them finish top 2 again. Losing Fred VanVleet, I feel like that does push you down a little bit, but I'm not going to say like they're going to be 5th or 6th. No, I still have them being a top 4 seed. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I ain't gonna lie, when I watched the Rockets last season, I didn't feel like Fred VanVleet was as impactful as the Rockets needed him to be. Yes, during the playoffs or during those last 4 games of their season, Fred VanVleet was impactful, and he proved why he deserved that money, and he deserved why he was still a starting point guard in the NBA. But at the same time, like, I do think his production can be replaced. Maybe that's just me being a hater on Fred VanVleet, even though I'm not trying to be, but I don't know, like, it's just something about this Houston Rockets team and something about Amen Thompson and Reed Shepherd, which I feel like they can ultimately combine their production and obviously make the loss of Fred VanVleet not that serious, basically. Yes, it's a serious loss, but at the same time, it's not. As we all know, or as the NBA world is so high on Amen Thompson, as I am high on Amen Thompson, like, Amen can play the point guard position. That's what he was known for coming out of the NBA draft. Yes, they moved him to the small forward position this season so he can be a starter because, let's keep it a buck. Amen Thompson wasn't going back to the bench when Jabari Smith Jr. got hurt. Like, that shit wasn't happening. And he probably won't be on the bench for him. Let's not say probably. He won't be back on the bench for the rest of his career. But looking at it, if he can play make without turning over the ball, and he can get KD the ball, if he can play make for his teammates, that makes Fred VanVleet expandable next season, going beyond the lines or adding more depth to this Houston Rockets team. Maybe that's just my opinion, and maybe I'm just low on Fred VanVleet, like I keep saying. Or maybe I'm just high on this Houston Rockets team, and I know what they could accomplish this season, even with losing their starting point guard. But this ultimately falls on KD leading the lines, and that brings back to the question of where does this Houston Rockets team land or finish during this during this tough Western Conference? Can KD lead the team? And can KD finally shut people up saying he hasn't led any championship team to an NBA championship, basically? I don't know if that made sense, but can they shut up about KD not winning without Stephen Curry? And that's basically the question KD is trying to answer at age 37. But KD last season for the Phoenix Suns averaged 26.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And I think we're forgetting, like, the Suns were winning games before KD went hurt. It was when KD got hurt, that's when the Suns would collapse in the beginning of the season. But I don't know. Like I keep saying, maybe I'm just so high on the Rockets because I will be watching Rockets games next season. Or maybe I'm just delusional for the fact that Fred VanVleet's loss is going to make the Rockets drop down the initial predictions. But let me know how y'all feel about the Houston Rockets. Do y'all think KD could lead them to the promised land? Do y'all think they're going to be a top 6 seed? Or do y'all have them missing the playoffs? I haven't seen anybody have them miss the playoffs. But let me know down below. Subscribe. What's good, y'all? If y'all made it to the end of the video, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and engage in the channel. There's a video on the left, and I'm pretty sure the channel icon's in the right. Click one of them holes, man. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. It helps me out, and I appreciate you.